Hello and welcome to another episode of Barlow's TV, your local landscaping and garden resource. I'm Stephen Barlow, here in the greenhouse to teach you how to repot a houseplant. So I am lucky to have Margot to help me teach you guys how to repot this houseplant. This is a snake plant, and why are we going to repot a houseplant? The number one reason to repot a houseplant is because the roots have grown around the pot so much that it needs a new home to go in. You might notice this sometimes happens to you is when you water your houseplant, the water goes right through the plant out. That's because it's what we call pot bound. So it's time to give our friend a new home. So this snake plant, we are going to find a pot. We're actually going to divide this too, so we're going to take some pieces off of this that you can pot in other pots. So you generally want to find a pot that's just a little bit bigger than the one that its original home. So you don't want to get something really, really big because then it's not going to look proportionally right, and the roots are going to be scared to move out of that. So we want to get a pot that's just a little bit bigger. We also recommend repotting twice a year. The plant's going to grow throughout the year, so set your calendar maybe in February and then again in July to repot your houseplants. All right, so we're going to start this. Margot's going to help me with this, and what we have here is, as Margot takes it out of the pot, we have a nice potting mix. I really recommend, hold on one second there, Margot, I want to show our watchers this. A really nice fluffy mix. You don't want to get a heavy mix, a mix from your garden, because the reason why you want to make sure there's a lot of air in there, so the roots will have some air to breathe. These roots are breathing organisms. So if you look at this snake plant here, we have this. It is extremely pot bound. It's been in this pot for a long time, and it's almost, if you look over here, it's pushing out the sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these pieces off of that, which is a way of propagation. It's called division, and we're going to put them in another pot, and we're going to take the main plant and put it into this clay pot. So what Margot's going to do is she has this saw right here. You can use, this is just a gardening saw. You can use this to cut some pieces out, so if you do have a snake plant, you do want to divide it, you can do that. She's also going to start by putting a little bit of soil in the bottom of this pot here. See, just enough to get started. And if you want to look, before we go any further, Margot, let's show them. The most important thing is this, drainage on the bottom of your pot. You always want to try and find a pot that has drainage. If it does not have drainage, you could put a small layer of rocks on the bottom, but I do not recommend putting rocks on the bottom of a pot if it already has drainage in it. So it's important to look at this clay pot, has some nice drainage. Some pots don't, so you can put some rocks on the bottom. That'll help to act as drainage. So what Margot's doing now is she is actually cutting some of these pieces off. If you look, she's taking the saw and going right through the plant. Now, you can't do this for all plants, but for instance, this snake plant right here, this snake plant, you can do that with. You can, what we call divide it, cut it all up, and see she's putting that, and she's going to take that one piece, put it in the center, and now, if you notice, she's pushing the soil, can I help with that?
Yes.
She's pushing the soil in around it, and she's going to get another piece to put in here. So this is something that we want to make sure you don't just take the soil and lay it on top. You want to push it down to get rid of some of those air bubbles that are in there. And then she's going to put this other piece in here. Are we going to put it? That's it? So that's all she's going to put in here. You want to make sure that the soil line is about the same, about a ½ an inch from the top of the plant, so you do have some room to put water in there. You don't want to bury this, because if you do bury this, you will actually cut off oxygen to these leaves, and you could eventually kill the plant. So what Margot's doing now is she's taking some soil, and she's putting it around there. She moves the pot around, and she pushes it in. You look, yep, she'll keep on pushing that in there. So if you don't want to do this at home, you can always bring your plant into Margot. She'd be happy to come do it for you. We offer repotting service all year round. Just be aware, we kind of tend to not do the large cactus and things like that, as they can become a safety hazard for us. So, but the snake plant is quite an easy plant, so we like this one. See, if you look at this, she did a really nice job. She left us a nice spot to water here, and it's all ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our home for this, and then we're going to water it. And when you water it, you're going to want to make sure that you get a nice watering can, fill it up, and you want to soak it till water starts coming out the bottom. You want to give it a really good drink. So the other thing is, customers will come ask us, what about fertilizing? When should I fertilize it? So we're going to wait to fertilize this for about 2 weeks, because the plant's already in a little bit of shock. If we feed it now, it's going to have some salts in there, and it could burn the roots. So we're going to let it acclimate to its new pot. Then we're going to go ahead and fertilize it with just your regular indoor houseplant food. And I like to recommend fertilizing your indoor houseplants every 2 weeks to once a month in the winter time, and then definitely every 2 weeks in the summertime when they're actively growing. So this plant right here, we have a whole other plant that we were going to pot up in a different pot. And now we were able to make 2 plants out of one. we repotted our houseplants, so he's nice and happy. I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. I encourage you to check out our website, all our videos, and if you're looking for houseplants, we sell those guys online too. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you share this with your friends and like us on Facebook. Have a great day.